Hi guys, Chris from MMA on here today with he's not a criminal, but he's definitely notorious. We have on Connecticut's own Nick Newell. Nick, how's it going today?
Good. Thanks for having me on, man. I appreciate it.
No problem, no problem. How's your summer going so far?
I mean, pretty good summer. I had a fight. It was a fun fight. I thought I won, but whatever. Life goes on. I've been spending a lot of time with my kids and doing a lot of family stuff and kind of training to get better. Not nothing really too intense, and just having some fun.
hmm And then you've been making some headlines, in the news right now with the new movie Notorious Nick from Lionsgate. It's coming out on August 6th. How excited are you for the fans to see, like, to witness your story?
I actually got to see the movie first, and it's a fun movie. I think it's like a classic martial arts type movie. Like it's a really good movie. It took some things that happened in my life, some major events in my life. It's a nice tribute to one of my friends and mentors, Abby Mestre, and his story, and it kind of gets across a little bit of what I've been through, and obviously, um, it's entertaining because it's a Hollywood movie.
For sure, for sure. Then are they gonna have like a Hollywood premiere, and are you like a guest at that event if they're having it?
No, there's no big events for it. I'm gonna go on like a little media tour the day before it comes out, and then there's obviously you'll be able to download it, so it'll be on Amazon and a bunch of other streaming platforms, not Netflix, but all the other ones, and it'll be available for anyone to watch. So it's getting a wide release. It will be in limited theaters, and it's going to be available for anyone to see. It got picked up by Lionsgate. Sorry, it got picked up by Lionsgate, which is like a big deal because it was more so an independent film. Like it was well made and has big name actors, but it's not often that something like that is picked up by Lionsgate.
hmm where were you when like you first heard the news of them making a movie about you, and did they have to approach you like for your permission and all of that jazz?
Yeah, so my team handled all the logistics behind it, but basically they met me for an interview and then kind of went off that.
Cool, cool. And just talking about combat sports movies, what is your besides your own movie? What's your favorite combat sports movie?
Well, I mean the funny thing is Bloodsport's my favorite. I think that's like everyone's favorite. I don't know, I could be wrong. Best of the Best is up there. Obviously, the Rocky movies, I guess you can count those two, are also up there. But Bloodsport is my favorite. It was my favorite growing up. And Mark Zasal, who made Bloodsport, also made my movie.
Growing up, I guess, did you ever think that you'd be in this position? Like, you know what, like that'd be cool to have a movie about me. Like, did you ever like dream about that? Moving on towards your career.
No, it's something I never really thought of. So when I was approached about it, it was like pretty cool, like a pretty interesting thing, because you don't think of yourself as being any more important than anyone else or any more interesting or your life more interesting. So it's pretty cool that they got such a talented cast to get behind the program, and like an up and comer like Cody Christian and established actor like Kevin Pollak. It's wild. It's kind of crazy. And when you watch the movie, you'll I think you'll enjoy it. Obviously, there's little things that are exaggerated and some things that don't make sense just to make an entertaining movie. So keep that in mind when you watch it. Like my opponents, not everyone I fought called me a freak show and said I didn't deserve a chance to fight. Like that's all made up for the movie. Everyone I fought actually in real life was like super respectful and like a nice guy. So I'm glad they changed the names. Like in the final fight, I fight a guy, Rich Reynolds. I fought a guy named Eric Reynolds in real life, and Eric Reynolds. Hey, I think you guys deserve. He's like, I think you deserve a chance, just like anyone else. I'll fight you anytime. And in the movie, it's like this guy, Rich Reynolds, is like, you don't deserve a chance. It's like the complete opposite. But again, it's a movie. It's entertaining. It's supposed to be dramatic. They need to add the drama. So I highly recommend that everyone watch it because it's fun. You'll have fun watching it. It won't be a waste, and you can watch it with your family too.
Hmm. And with Justin Gagey, I'm just like wondering, like that's one of your more high profile fights. What did they do for his name if if he was included in your movie?
Yeah, the movie cuts off when I win the XFC title. So after I win the XFC title, I win two more fights before I lost to Justin Gagey. Um, it does have me in the movie losing by getting finished, and really he's the only person that ever finished me. So uh, I guess you could say that person's him.
Got it. And then, I just want to touch up on your career too. You went through some unfortunate split decisions in your last two. What could you learn from those fights? And did you like necessarily agree with the decisions watching the fights back?
I don't know. I don't like to be like a sore loser. It is what it is. At the end of the day, I should have done more. I thought versus Murrow, I clearly won round 1 and 2. Like, and against what's his name, Bobby King, I won round 1. I definitely won round 1. And if you rewatch it, it's on YouTube. You can watch it whenever you want. I won round 3 too, and I rewatched it, and I was like, "This is wild." And I lost round 2, but I mean, I thought I did enough. And like they're counting all these punches that he threw that none of them landed. But it's my own fault. Like he came in well prepared. He was good. He looked fresher. I honestly was fine though. I was just taking deep breaths because I don't know. I was pushing the pace. I was the one pushing all the action. So I felt like I did enough and I should have won. But I mean, respect to those guys. They don't make the decisions. All they do is fight. So it's a little frustrating that in my home state of Connecticut, I can't get any love. I thought they were supposed to be hometown decisions, but it's the opposite with me. They're like, hey man, fuck that guy.
Yeah, I mean, like if anything, like we've seen, Darren Till get wins in like his home country of England, Dan Hooker in like New Zealand, like so, like I mean, obviously with you winning those rounds, it's like that should be even an advantage of Connecticut, being in your backyard.
Yeah, I mean they were close, so I'm not gonna sit here and let it like consume my life or ruin my life. I think I should have won, and I'll just leave it at that.
For sure, for sure. Then, when are you looking to return next inside the Bellator cage?
I don't know. I'm 35 years old right now. I kind of have like I have a lot of I own my own gym, so I have a lot of up and coming fighters and people that I'm coaching that actually have a pretty bright future in this, and business is going pretty well. And I have the movie coming out, and I have two young kids, so I'm not in a rush to like fight back to back to back. Um, I have like what's it? I have a lot of irons in the stove. Is that how it goes? I don't know the saying, but I have a lot going on. So for me, it's no rush, but I'm gonna be back. I'm gonna show everyone, like what I really can do, and I have like a little chip on my shoulder right now. So I'm just taking some time, just focusing on technique, eating good, getting bigger, getting stronger, and going from there.
Is there like a certain name that's on the tip of your tongue right now, like anybody that you would want to call out, or like are you just gonna sit back and just let Bellator offer their best?
And honestly, I've just been saying yes to whoever they send my way. I had the the only like I really I've just been like, yeah, sure, every name they sent me, so I think I'll just keep that going.
Hmm. Got it. And then in your lightweight division, it's kind of stalled right now with Patricio Pitbull, reigning in the featherweight division. How do you think his fight against AJ McKee goes?
There's too many unknowns in that fight. McKee's never lost, and Pitbull has looked like the number one guy in the world lately. So you could potentially be having, you know, like the top two guys like in the world fighting each other, or at least two. They're definitely two of the top five. between, you got Volk and Ortega and Holloway out there are all nasty. So they'd probably get favored just because they're in the UFC, but I don't necessarily think it works like that in real life. So in my opinion, on any given day, those two are top 5 in the world and could be any number 1 through 5. So it's really an entertaining fight. I like both of them. AJ McKee, I actually remember Antonio McKee fought for World Series of Fighting on the same card as me, and he lost. And Antonio McKee is an amazing fighter, an amazing coach to a younger up and comer, and they had like a heartfelt moment, and I was just like warming up, and I was like, hey man, I like almost stepped out of the room because he's like, you're up next, son, and like he never fought before, and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. And then to see AJ McKee like go on a tear and winning all these fights is pretty cool to watch too, considering I like caught that moment.
And this is one of those fights that everybody wants to see. Even the hardcore UFC fans that don't watch Bellator, they're like, oh, okay, this fight catches my eye. So do you think this is like the biggest Bellator fight in history? Because I think it's like up there with maybe Michael Chandler.
Was number 1, baby.
What was that?
I say Kimbo versus Dada. That's my favorite fight.
Yeah. Oh, barn burner for sure.
You can't say that fight wasn't entertaining. I don't care what anyone says. That was a fun fight to watch. But for real, yeah, I'd say this is up there. Bellator's had a lot of really great fights, and this one's definitely up there on water cooler talk for me.
Got it. And then, obviously you're 35, you have your own gym, I'm sure you're going to make a career out of just being a coach when you retire, but when are you looking to retire? Like how many more years do you have left in your gas tank?
I still love like training and learning and doing stuff like that. So, my body just needs a little more time to rest in between camps. I've taken like a lot of lumps, like not even in fights, just training and preparation and getting good. So it takes a lot out of me to have these fight camps. So for me, I always got to take a little time off to just kind of rest my body. So when I start feeling better, I'll start getting in better shape and I'll go from there and see if I can fight.
Yeah, and I heard that you wanted to make some money with Anderson Silva versus Logan Paul. Are you looking to bet on that fight, and who are you betting on?
Well, I mean, Logan Paul's a favorite over Anderson Silva, but I actually think that Logan Paul is pretty good. Like I don't want people to think I think that he sucks. Like he's not just a YouTuber. He's amazing athlete. He's a really good wrestler, and he's tough as nails, and he can hire the best trainers, personal trainers, diet, everything. He's got money to do whatever he wants to train right. So like, yeah, I think that he's good. But Anderson Silva is a legend. Even though he's old, he just beat Cesar Chavez Jr., right? Didn't he?
Yeah.
And that guy's was a legitimate world champion boxer. So to think that this guy that's doesn't have his pedigree is going to be able to beat him just because he lasted with Floyd Mayweather. Anderson Silva is like 3 times the size of Floyd Mayweather. I'm going Anderson Silva, and if he's an underdog, like, of course I want to bet on that.
How much money are you willing to put down on Anderson Silva?
I probably put like 500. I think is a good number. Win $1,000, right? Plus 200.
Yeah, that's good money right there. What would you do with that paycheck? Like, would you just invest it in your gym, or like just do something crazy for like a vacation?
Yeah, I would do something reckless. I save all my money all the time. I will blow all that money that I won gambling.
Awesome. And obviously I think Logan Paul's like teasing his crossover into MMA, and maybe Bellator could pick him up because I know they have the Showtime deal. But do you think he's gonna stay true to his word, and with their wrestling background, do you think he'll go over into MMA?
You ever see that video of him wrestling Paulo Costa? He's like a good, legitimate wrestler. If I were him, I mean, he's the A side no matter what. He has all the drawing power. So I would do MMA versus anyone that can outbox him and box anyone that can beat him in MMA.
And then I guess for my last question, what are some things that you're planning on doing the rest of your 2021? Any goals, any things for you? What do you want to do for the rest of 2021, I guess?
I have a few business plans. I'm closing in on a few sponsorship deals. Working on a few ideas I have in the adaptive community. I have the movie coming out, so 2021 has been a good year for me. Um, I'm just kind of dragging my feet on a lot of these projects and enjoying my family life. And when I get around to them, I will.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for the time, Nick. Is there anything that you want to say to the fans out there watching?
Yeah, follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I post some good stuff. People really like my memes. Support me. Go watch my movie August 6th, Notorious Nick. It comes out. It's it's a great movie. When you watch it, you'll be like, wow, that's a good movie. get, get your popcorn and have at it.
Awesome. Guys, make sure to watch Nick Newell on the big screen. Not the Nick Newell, the actor that plays him, but make sure to tune in August 6th. Thanks so much, Nick.
Hey, I'm excited you guys are you're having Billy Goff on soon too. I saw that. That's an up and coming CT boy. He's come to my gym before. He doesn't train with me. He's just been at the gym. He's old school, man. They don't make him like that anymore. So like I love watching his career, and I'm glad the other Connecticut boys are out there earning some respect and getting some love. So thank you guys.